Good afternoon, welcome back. If I sound a bit, it's because I am. I'm coming down with something. Fighting it off. I'm a Reiki practitioner, nurse, also angelic Reiki. So I fight things off pretty quick. I understand that, it's energy. So I work with my emotions to remove blocks out of my emotional body, my chakras. I can pinpoint, what chakras need balancing, need a bit of healing. There's blocks around them, chakras. Yeah. So I can catapult back pretty quick, when I get ill. I don't really get ill much these days, and that's saying something, because many years ago that's all I was chronically ill for many years. But since I've started to work on my emotional body and my physical and my mental and my spiritual, it's all connected, so it's all, like I've rewired my full system, as deep as cellular, deep as DNA. So yeah, I can see these wires, like I'm just unraveling these wires now. And I'm gonna talk out loud the visions that are coming in, because that's also something else I've rewired inside of me, is my clairs, my vision, sight. Since the blue moon portal, before that also, but I would say the energy is integrating still, upgrades. Yeah. So with these upgrades, I don't become as ill as I used to be. So that 12-strand DNA, waking up higher in consciousness, it's also helping me not be ill, So everything's energy. So when you start to understand that, you can alchemize things that you'd not understood before. You can rewire. Just got a vision of all these wires. I'm untangling them now. So I've been doing to myself. I've been rewiring and rebooting my DNA. But I want to talk about the red thread. So if you caught my last reading, there's a couple of readings yesterday, but it's had me busy. This is the upgrade. The red thread. Now the red thread's been coming in for a while for me, but so has many other downloads. So I have to get to the downloads, I'm integrating that information that's downloading from spirit to me. So I'm integrating all of that, it's working its way until it's ready, until those wires are separated. Yeah, and they're not crossed over. It's like I'm receiving pockets of information, but until it's ready to, be received clearly, as best as I can explain it. So in my mind's eye, I've got these wires, I'm unraveling them, and I'm good to go now. So when you put the right colour on the board, or all I can just see is these wires. So I've got blue wire, green wire, red wire. Yeah, well, the red wire was the red thread, and it was tangled. I don't know where they're going with this. And it was tangled up with other wires. So until that information integrated, downloaded, until it was ready to come to you, to come full to me, to come to you, I couldn't translate it, so now I can. So that information's landed, let's say that. Oh, I've got an aeroplane landed on that runway. Yeah, it's landed. These visions are just, yeah, wow. But So the red thread, yeah, the 6-6 portal we was just in yesterday. Spirit again was downloading into me to get this message across, and was saying it's the red thread time now, and I was like, but I didn't know that, you know, and the red thread's been coming through for many months, but didn't know it was going to perfectly align with the 6-6 portal, and I'll get to that now and why it perfectly aligns with it. So that's what I can see. Also, the chakras perfectly aligned. So the 6-6 portal, the planet Venus, planet of love. So love, unconditional love, connection, not knowing how you know that person, you just feel that, you know, soul deep. So yesterday's reading was about the portal, love, unconditional love, alignment, release of old blockages, rewiring to bring the new in, and yeah, to let that love in, you know, and to feel that love and be able to give that love out also. So unconditional love, that's the 6-6 portal. So the red thread, what is it? I'll show you the card, because these cards are beautiful, and you know, pictures, visions, yeah, pictures, they can also reboot a remembrance in something inside us, you know, our DNA. They can reboot that remembrance, and yeah, I'm getting more and more pictures as I reboot my remembrance and my DNA. Yeah. So the red thread, table, family, connection. But I need to talk about my connection to the red thread, and the unbreakable bond that I felt for 37 years, but knowing of the bond goes deeper than I could ever have imagined, and yes, I knew it was unbreakable, but I didn't know the soul deep, what's the word, spirit, help me out, connection. 8 years ago I woke up to this. So it's an unbreakable bond that transcends time, distance and lifetimes. You could call it the red thread of fate. Yeah, it's predestined. It's written in that soul contract. Before you came here, one soul, you decided to split and have your own life experiences and go through that human existence till it was time to come back together again. But along that, you know, this red thread, although you feel you are connected to another, undisputably, that unbreakable bond is there. This red thread can get tangled, so those wires can cross over and get a bit messy and mixed up, and like my words are today, because my head is befuddled. Is that a word? Befuddled with, yeah, it's like cotton. See cotton now. Oi, spirit. My visions are just, yeah, my head's like cotton at the minute with this flow, but I'm pushing through it, you know. That's this journey. You learn to push through things. Yeah, so you could call it the red thread of fate. So it's one soul connected across space, time, in two bodies, you know, but they're predestined to always return to each other. you know, so that infinity loop, you're going to return, you know, to each other. Although, you know, the wires can cross over, can get a bit messy, a bit tangled, doesn't matter. In that mess, in that distance, in that illusion of separation, you're never separated, you know, and you're always destined to rewire yourselves and then rewire this connection. And soul codes coming up, and find your gifts, your beautiful gifts that have always been inside of you, just been hidden. And my gifts are definitely upgrading. So these wires, you know, that tangle us up, and yeah, you clear all the obstacles and the blocks away, you know, and then you reunite inside yourself, that inner union, and then you circle back to each other, reunion. And yeah, the unbreakable bond, don't know where that came from. Again, upgrades. I'm just learning how to flow with it, you know, because these gifts that return to you when you unwire yourself, you know, and yeah, you begin to return these gifts, these very beautiful, spiritual, magical gifts, and it can get a bit scary, you know, because you're going from that human knowing that you are human, but these gifts, they're not of the human, you know. So if I went outside my house and I started doing all of that, I think I'd get looked at pretty funny. In fact, I know I would, because that's the human in us, you know. We're not used to these beautiful magical gifts. We're not used to the magic that we can find inside us. We're not used to the magic in this world. We're used to the chaos. We're used to the tangled mess, you know, of the earthly realms. But what twin flames do is they rewire themselves. They go on this long journey to unravel these wires, you know, put them in the right colours, solder them down, you know, so they can't get tangled again. Yes, I'm just learning how to flow with it now, because my rewiring has been many years, 8 years, and I would say more, possibly childhood, but slowly, but 8 years without a doubt, spiritual awakening, that I woke up to this unbreakable bond. That gets me to the unbreakable bond. So the unbreakable bond, signs, synchronicities, words that have been said, you know, between you and your flame. So there's your signs and synchronicities, and this is one of my signs that I know that I am not just the one that feels this connection. I know that. I know that there's a red thread between us, no matter what separation, 2 years, 3 years. The last one was 3 years. Then my twin returned. Because I did that work, I did that inner work, I did that healing. So I did my twin. But because I'm the one that knows more of the connection to source, and I'm the divine feminine, so I'm that nurturing, intuitive connection to source. Open, wide open now, by the way. And I do believe that's because of a certain something I've started to do. Divinely guided by my spirit team, Mary Magdalene, Higher Ascended Masters, and a knowing, a remembrance of I used to do it in my past life as a high priestess of the rose. That's why that returned, and that has literally opened me up. The portal of my sight has literally gone to another level. I can't explain what level it's gone to, but Yes, it's gone there. So this was a Christmas present off my twin flame. And you know, signs and synchronicities everywhere. It's not just a normal gift, this. So it says just a brunette and blonde. Now I'm the brunette, my twin's the blonde, with an unbreakable bond. That unbreakable bond is the red thread. Because we've been through it, you know, in our friendship, in the human sense. But all along we was going through that, and we was trying to unravel these wires and figure out why we was going through that in the human sense. But there was no figuring it out from the human sense, you know, because it's not of this world, it's not of this earth. So it's lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, this red thread, forever connected. Heart chakra, unconditional love. So, love this gift. Need to give it clean. Yeah, so twin flames, we're mirror souls. So when you wake up to this connection, you're cleaning your mirrors. You're waking each other up to clean your own mirrors. So that rewiring. By cleaning your mirrors, you're getting rid of all the stagnant energy that's been keeping you from not knowing about this red thread, you know, and this unbreakable bond. Yeah, when you start cleaning your own mirrors, and you're starting to clear blocks, karma, wounds, traumas, distortions, illusion of this world. Yeah, when you start cleaning your mirrors, that twin holds their mirror up for you and says, come on, clean your mirror. And you go, you clean your mirror. It's not just me on this soul contract, you know. You'll get cleaning your mirror. So one cleans the mirror, the other does also. Looks, I'm the divine feminine. I'm cleaning my mirror at a faster speed. So I'm going, catch up. So I'm the one with I'm open to spirit, you know. And my twin can feel it also. Hence, signs and synchronicities, you know. Also, we've had conversations. But it's about balancing those energies out. So my twin, divine masculine, more logic, more grounded, more what you see is what you see, you know, nothing wrong with that. But we all hold these two energies inside of us. So I've had to first find my divine feminine energy, which I've always had, but it wasn't balanced. And then I've had to find my divine masculine energy, which I've always had, but that wasn't balanced. When you start balancing these two energies out inside of you, those two polarities, opposite, seemingly opposite polarities, when they come into complete balance, you know that you are connected to another by this red thread. And you know that this red thread cannot be severed, just can't. No amount of distance, no amount of time, no amount of chaos, no amount of obstacles, no amount of people's projections, judgments, them thinking they know your path more than you. It's that knowing, it's that soul deep knowing. Transcends space, time, lifetime after lifetime. And this lifetime is the lifetime to clean our mirrors, wake up, remove all that karma, those blocks, ancestral also, not just for us. We don't just do this journey for us. It's not about us. It's a bigger planet play. It's destined, it's predestined. It's one soul making a soul contract to come here for this timeline to help Earth's frequency raise. First they have to raise their frequency, find the frequency, raise it, and then stabilise it. And yeah, so the unbreakable bond, yeah, that's the twin flames. Soul contracts I've wrote here. So Oh no, you haven't. I'm skipping a page. Yeah, you know, you can't skip this journey either. So you might want to skip right to the very end, you know, and you imagine that happily ever after and skipping away. You know, these films. Can't skip. This journey is about going through that chaos, pushing through those obstacles, finding this connection, you know, understanding that it's soul connection, understanding it can never be severed, you know, you can't snip that wire and short circuit each other for the rest of eternity. Just can't happen. You'll get tangled. There'll be a mess along the way. A lot of mess. But, you know, sooner or later, you find the right, you know, the right coloured wires to put into those. Perfectly aligned. Yeah, the wires perfectly aligned. So your chakras. Alignment. So you align your chakras, you know, then that starts your kundalini off, and you start working through all your blocks and moving that distortion out the way and all the dense energy that's around your energy body, your physical, your emotional. Yeah, and then that starts, you know, rewiring you. Yeah, I can see the colours going from the red to the on this. It's all about circuit boards. I wonder if I was some sort of solderer or something in my past life, you know, because I keep getting a lot of circuit boards. So, yeah. So the red thread, the cord says it's connection. This cord says it's connection, a knowing of a deep connection with another, but not knowing when, where you met that person, you know. So yesterday's reading, I was talking about a friend that I'm collaborating with. We're working together on this path, you know. You'll sooner or later you'll come across your soul tribe. That's when you're in more of alignment with yourself, more of a deeper knowing of who you are, more certainty. Your vibration then starts attracting the same vibration as you. So the twin flames, same frequency, but they just have to balance that frequency out to come into perfect alignment. I'm not going to go back to the board, the chakras, yeah. So it's about balancing, getting those frequencies stabilised and holding the frequency. So it's okay getting to a point of your journey where you feel balanced. And I do feel completely balanced, because I wouldn't be talking about my journey. But again, I'm going, catch up, come on. You know, so I've still got work to do. Although I feel completely balanced, I've still got work to do. So has my twin. And then we stabilise those two energies. So yeah, the red thread. This card says it's connection, a knowing of a deep connection with another, but not knowing when, where you met that person, you know. So my friend Chrissy, I met her a few years back, but wasn't friends then. I'd met her as a healer on a well-being day. But before I even went to this well-being day, Spirit was guiding me to go back to this place I've not been to for quite a while. I just heard the name coming up in visions. Also, I kept seeing that I was going to be there. A few months later, I was there. A few months later, I met Chrissy. Then we disconnected for a while, knowing there was some sort of knowing there of, like, you know, there was many people there that day, but I felt drawn to Chrissy, and she said she also felt drawn to me out of all of them. But we didn't speak about it. That's pretty much like the twin flames, you know. You feel that connection, you feel you're drawn to them, you feel it's not of this world, it's deeper, it's soul, but you don't talk about it at first. Years down the line, when me and my twin started to reconnect after these wires started to get a little bit less tangled, she came in again and we talked about it. And then I received this not long after. So I know, it's not just my side I'm feeling this. No. But I can speak of the spiritual, I can speak of all that, whereas my twin's more speaking in different ways, the saying. Yeah. So yeah, Chrissy. So we're friends, good friends, we're soul tribe, could tell. I said from she's part of my, and now we're collaborating with each other. So we're going to start doing more and more on live videos. Because we know that we're meant to, we're being aligned to work with each other. To then take that to us. So when you know that you're connected. So the red thread, mirror souls, may have heard in the community of twin flames, we're mirror souls. That's twin flames, it's that cosmic plan of alignment. And the 6-6 portal is about release of blocks holding you back, alignment, and unconditional love. And you don't get any more powerful than the love felt between the mirror souls. No. Force from up above, that Frankie song, Frankie Goes to Hollywood song. It's a force from up above, and yeah, when I got struck by that lightning fork, I can see it again, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what the actual is going on here? I knew it was soul, because I've never felt anything like it before in my life. I was still figuring it out, still ascending, I was still going further in my cave. So further up is further in. Yeah, the more you go up in your 12-strand DNA consciousness, and you level up, you start raising your vibration, you're going further in. So you're unraveling what's happening to you, and I'm that far in now. I know there's a red thread that you can't sever. Yes, I'm that far in my cave. So yeah, mirror souls are twin flames that wake each other up. Hold that mirror up to each other for the soul's evolution, guiding your birth to your spiritual awakening. Yeah, it's his path. It's your spiritual awakening. And if it was that simple, I'm just having a spiritual awakening, and you didn't get the chaos, and you didn't get, you could skip this journey. You wouldn't evolve, you wouldn't learn, you wouldn't become strong, you wouldn't become confident, you wouldn't have that sacred knowledge returned back to you. No, you can't skip this journey. You can't just expect that, I've got that circuit board again, that circuit board to work with all these wires all tangled up. No, that's chaos. You can't skip this journey. You've got to go through the levels of consciousness, that 12-strand DNA. You're rebooting DNA you never thought you had, and humans, I spoke about this on the 12-strand DNA reading, there was 2 known that we already had. Don't know the name, something helix, I'll look it up, but because they keep coming through to me 12-strand DNA, I know I need to do more readings on that. But now, what scientists call junk DNA, it's never been junk, it's just been hidden from us. But we had to do that rewiring. So those 10 strands, they're wires. And that's what we're doing. We're rewiring to get into alignment with our avatar, our Christ consciousness, our human and divine selves. That's the levels we're going to. I don't think it's ever been done before. In fact, no. Saying it hasn't. We're in a completely complete shift for humanity. That's another level. Talking about levels, it's another level. It's taking us to another level. It's taking us to our highest level. Yeah. Magic. Oh, magic level. So I'm going to leave it here, come off part 2, because I've got some more to read from the automatic writing. I'm feeling a bit like my wires are a little bit tangled up the cells today, but you know, that's because these energies we're going through, just been through another portal and another one with a 6, and because of who I am, you know, my upgrades are coming in. Yeah, I'm catching up. My body's catching up, and they're telling me to rest, because there's something coming for me doing this work, you know, for aligning, for going through the portals. There's something coming. So 2026 is a big timeline for me. Big shift in not only, you know, my spiritual awakening, twin flame. Big shifts happening. So yeah, upgrades all the time. So I'm just trying to balance out today and align and center and ground, because these energies are and that's because I've gone further up. They're saying further up is further in. You don't say, spirit. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to come on for part 2.